Are we on? Right, this is the story of 5 forests. The first 5 forests, there's more to come. And basically, the road that connects them over the past year, this is a week-long project that's taken a year to do. And as we go on to the next one, this is 20 seconds, isn't it? It's like it's 20 seconds of my life. Right, I'm an iPad artist. I love drawing an iPad, iPod Touch, iPhone, Nintendo DS, Promethean whiteboard, interactive whiteboard. I like drawing on screens. I love feeling my hand move across a screen and seeing the pixels come out. And sometimes I take photos. Inside is a photo that I've taken, outside a picture. But the thing that I spoke at last Petricuture about this same thing, because I'm a one-trick pony. No, sorry, because it's something that I'm very passionate about. There are tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people that have got an unexploded weapon of mass construction in their pocket. And all I want to do is light the fuse. So, don't tell me you can't draw, well, as some people did. If you're not in an iron lung and I haven't thrown away a key, you can draw. I know somebody who's got no legs, 3 fingers between 2 hands, and he makes his living as an artist because he wants to draw. Everyone can draw. I say I can't dance. It's not true. I just look like a complete idiot dancing. These are my students. I love my students. It's the reason why I could probably never quit college. They've got me by the heartstrings. I do like my students. I've had 3 of them here working really hard, trying to get this working. These are the guys that I took to London last year, almost exactly a year ago. And we made this picture, which is a collaborative artwork. Everyone drew on an iPad. Sometimes it's one between 2 iPads, one between 3 iPads, but they drew lovely pictures. And as I spoke about last time, I love these 2 pictures. This is by a lovely Chinese artist, very quiet. This is by a special needs student who's echolalic and needed a one-to-one helper at all points. A year after that, I was invited to go to London Excel to do the same thing in a bigger venue. That's the venue. It's flipping big. It's got a lot of tube stations just to make it run. You can hear the electricity crackle and the birds spark as they land on the lines. It's 90,000 square meters. This is Forest 2, and this was the floating forest. When they told me that I was doing London Excel, it was very scary. I had 50 square meters to fill, and I started asking artists that I liked and were friends with if they would draw me a tree. So we got Ben Rabe, Matt Watkins, Mia Robinson, David Leibovich, Duncan Figueiredo, who draws Hellboy, and so on. And this is the floating forest in situ. We had 2 bits of acrylic made, and we put all the pictures on it. So if you looked at a particular angle, the forest was floating in the air. And I loved that. All these pictures that people had drawn, that's it with nobody in, it was quiet then. That's it with lots of people in, it weren't quiet then. We did draw on DS. I thought it was very important. I'd have had Samsung Galaxy Tabs there as well, but they wouldn't let us borrow any. Yeah, they were all right. Shut it, you in the back. And they got a lovely form factor. That probably came out wrong. But we did draw on DS, and it was great to see the kids go onto DS with no threat. You tell a kid to draw on a DS, that's fine, it's cool, it's not pencil and paper. They're just going to draw it because they understand the technology and they understand the screen. We came up with 250 DS pictures in 4 days, which was very good. However, we did a little bit more drawing on the iPad. And by a little bit of drawing, I do mean substantially more than 250. But the iPad was lovely because anyone just goes on and draws on it. It's a screen. Your fingers dance on glass. It's smooth movement, and it's lovely, and nobody felt threatened by it. And the reason why I ask people to draw trees is nobody really feels threatened by a tree unless it's moving at a certain velocity towards you, and you're running in a straight line rather than sideways. And these are the people that joined us. Over 4 days, there were 250,000 people at World Skills Festival, and we worked with at least 10,000 of them. And to be perfectly frank, I lost count. And I lost count in the first hour, but these guys will always stay in my mind because they came on and they were just going past with their carers, and I said, well, look, do you want me to clear a stand, a plinth, and you can have it for as long as you want it? And it was lovely. We had these things, stylus socks, made by a guy called Shape Dad, who runs an Etsy store, and he gave us one that you could do with your teeth, in your mouth, and it was great. They used it. This is the iPad, the trees from one iPad from one day. And they're lovely. They are so nice just to sit and look at them, and you sit and look as if you're at a forest. The next one is all of the trees that I've got. Now, the problem is I've got 4,500 flipping trees to try and do something with. I don't know what. I mean, it took me a week and a half to get them off of the machines. And I was just sitting there, and the problem was 10 of the machines were on hire, and the clock was ticking. Just go, get the files off the flipping thing. All I've done at the moment is put them into a collage. These are my guys. I'm a very proud teacher. I love my classes. They did spectacularly well. In a week that we are told that teenagers are rubbish, these 64 kids, and to be frank, they're the only 64 that I work with, so the ratio ain't pretty damn bad, they were fantastic. This is Forest 5, which we did tonight. And unfortunately, we didn't quite get there. Sorry, we worked really hard. To be honest, I haven't stopped since 5 o'clock this morning. What I wanted to do was get them moving and animated. You can see a little beginning bit, because Simon's allowed me to do a different 20th slide. But these are some photos that I took whilst I was here. And all I did was stood, and I got the iPhone out, and I just waved it around, and I got lovely pictures. And it's a different style of looking. And I like that. I want people to play with technology, because it's there to be played with and not to be scared with. Shall we try it?
Yeah.
We're doing that one out there? Yeah. I know this is cheating. In here. Now. Oh, hello. Right. Forget that bit. What should happen is that, and we've got them all on here, that's great, but what should happen is, when I click that button, all the trees should come in. You'll see what didn't. If I had another hour, I'll be there, and I know this is a cheat slide, so blame Simon, not me. I did tell him what I was going to do. It is a Guildford College project, but there's an awful lot of people outside of Guildford College that have really been lovely and helped me. And I could not have done it, especially without these guys. But I could not have done it without my students, because I would have gone mad. What I want is for an iPhone app. Now, unfortunately, I forgot that the programmer who made it for only put 8 slots and told me that I could put more slots in. So, sorry, I can only do so much with a very, very small brain, and it is honestly filled to the brim. In a week's time, you'll be able to double-click on that, and everybody's tree that was done here is Forest 5. Now, I want this to be something that anyone could log into. The special needs schools can all do the trees. They can download the trees, and that forest can tell people about what they're doing. That needs guys, that hairdressers, that marketing guys, anyone can get in, draw a tree, put it in there, and play. Because to me, I'm fed up with tearing down forests. I want to make a big forest, and the next forest I make, forest, well, it won't be 6. Forest 7, 8, or 9. I want to have 1 million trees in there. I've overdone my 20 seconds. Don't run me off. Thank you very much.